Hello to all our viewers out there. My name is Sensei Amakirambawa, Chief Instructor Zen Budo Karate. And welcome to our all-new podcast where we talk about everything martial arts, fitness, and we look at the different ways entrepreneurs can actually key into this new business ecosystem that we are setting up. So if you're into karate, hit the subscribe button and press that bell so you get all our programs as our new editions come out to you. Hit it right now.
So in this strata-based event, I know there's going to be a course, a referee course.
A referee course.
Yes.
Okay, there's going to be a referee course because having more referees. Because in fact, it's another thing I noticed again. If you look at the ratio of referees between sub-Saharan Africa and North Africa, it's almost like 7-3. There are more coaches than that. It's more than that.
9-1.
So no, the funny thing about that now is, I remember after the under 16 bout, Ambrose and was it the Egyptian?
Yeah, I'm Egyptian.
Ambrose and the Egyptian. I remember one of the coaches from West Africa actually met our technical director and told him that the referees were unfair to you on that fight. Now, I don't know if he was right about that or wrong. We'll look at the fight. I mean, you're a world-class referee, so you'll be able to identify if it's there.
Yeah.
But the point now is, if we have more referees,
will it protect that?
we'll be able to, I mean, if that kind of thing comes in, we'll be able to know how to balance things. But let's look at that fight and see if actually there was any point where the referees were unfair to us.
What happened in that point you were talking about this video is that Ambrose made a kick, but the guy was transiting, he was in movement when that kick landed.
So it wasn't a valid score.
So the impact could not have been said to be good enough. You know, even though you are not hitting that target, you need to be as vigorous as you can be, even if you are 10 inches from target or so for this cadet.
So how do we learn from that? How do we improve on that?
Yeah, it's for the athlete to keep on competing and keep on being in national camp under the same scenario where he's been before coming for this event, because this is first time of being at the African scene, at the international scene. I think this is the first time. And he's not going to be used to it. And the coaches too have to just make a try, because Nigeria is depleted. We have the championship coming for African Olympics, right? Junior Olympics happening in Senegal, Dakar. That should be 2023 now also. And now, if Nigeria does not start exposing athletes now, who are we going to present?
Then again, it boils down to financing.
The Youth Olympics. So
it boils down to
the KFN, they have a credit in this, getting two of them, one cadet and one junior at least.
But then again, it comes down to financing, because I know most of the time now, Nigeria, the federation now will complain that, why are we going to send athletes just to go and test if they're not going to win it?
No. Athletes do not really have to win all the time. They need to learn. Sometimes back, when we're talking about competing, they say, Nigeria went to events, they didn't win gold, they didn't win medals. I said, no, the first thing first is ranking. Get into the ranking. Lucky enough, we got into good ranking in the world, where we have Ronke Ogunsanwo coming to number 72 in the world, Rita 60-something, Rostum 70-something. Then we are now at the elite class.
What Rita's ranking now after this Egypt Cairo tournament?
27 in the world currently.
Oh, that's beautiful. And then Paulo, Joseph Omu.
Yeah, that's the score you're talking about.
Yeah, beautiful. Go back there.
That is cool. Watch it now. See, the guy was actually running and moving. The guy has made almost all the score, 7-0 as at that point or something like that. Look at the score.
Okay.
So the guy was on transit.
Okay.
So it's very opinion. Yeah, some people could say it's a score, but you can see that the 4 judges that were here did not see it as a score. So I wonder why that referee, what he saw. I'm not physically there. Maybe if I see from a different angle, I could agree with him, because. But I think the coach Shihan did not.
I think this was against Tunisia.
This is Tunisia.
It's Tunisia. It's against Tunisia. Okay.
So the guy took another offense again to get hands.
Let's talk about the ranking system, because a lot of Nigerians still don't appreciate the ranking system. And I know even for this Tunisian trip, this Egyptian trip, a lot of people say that we didn't go with the best, because they weren't conversant with the ranking system. They failed to realize that by ranking, these were the best people for the trip.
Nigeria, the athletes that were chosen were top ranking in the country. For example, that Crystal Bear, I think she won in youth games and got gold. Ambrose Jegede got the gold. We've not done any national event for us to create a ranking system for them But when you do a last event, just immediate past event, of course, you use that to choose the best athlete you have for the junior and the cadet. Christabel Daniel is junior, Ambrose Jegede is cadet. But for the minus 75 kg, which is Felix Abode, he is number 1 in the country by far, by about 800 points on the ranking portal. We have a.
You said that like a very proud father.
So yeah, but he's been competing. We're trying to ensure that he gets more into the event. Then Omo is number 1 in minus 84 kg. So if we're not going to be able to have the plus 84 and he moves up. So these are the best. Rita is undoubtedly the best also in the country. So who else are you going to pick? Let me explain something about ranking. It seems to be as if many people who are in karate and not deeply involved does not know the difference between seeding and ranking. Ranking defines the most valuable athlete, most valuable player in a particular category. Meaning that competitions are rolled out like shorter base, which means everybody is open to attend. If you don't attend, you have not been able to come to show what you have, so you did not make the effort. If somebody comes there to fight, he will earn some points. Ranking system is so designed with formula and calculation that at each point where you are, you earn a point. If you win a fight, you earn a point. If you don't win a fight, you also have a point that is due to you. So if you win the event, you have a placement. Now all these are accumulated for one championship, another championship, they will be adding them up. They'll be adding them. Some points will decay. If you have not attended an event for maybe like a year, on the anniversary date of when you made the first one, your point will drop by a particular percentage. Some of your point drops to half. Now, but again, it can drop by 50% and later again it will degrade again. Now, if you have the most valuable athlete in a particular position defined by the ranking, and the poster is there, it's been there in PDF, sent to the coach association, sent to all states, is on the website at kfn.com.co.ng. So people can now know this pulse the athlete is motivated to go and fight for the point. For example, how can somebody say that the 4 teams that are selected for Champions League from Premiership, that if one tops the Premiership table, that is not qualified? They are the most valuable team for that particular season. So once an athlete has competed with other, he beat them and won them. Because that's the season that matters. So then seeding itself is now that when in the last event that was just done, so there will be 4 winners. There will be gold, silver, bronze, and the bronze, meaning 4. Now, if you have these 4, it will be unfair to have 2 pools, like Nigeria is playing in the pool of Group D when they are doing this Nations Cup. When they get to the group, a particular point, they become 2 pools, right? Group A and B will compete, and then C and D, or maybe A and C and B and D. Now they come up with 2. Now in karate, we will now have 2 arms of the pool. We will make sure that the person that had the bronze, the gold, and the silver does not come to the same pool. Because meaning that you are putting the champions on one side, then the other side, there's no way to test them against somebody. So this is a seeding system we did not create. So seeding has to do with the people that are winners in the penultimate event. This is what was used in time past to make selection instead of a ranking system. So KFN Technical Committee, co-approved by the KFN board, give them credit to this, have to develop a ranking system. Now, the same ranking system they are using is exactly the same thing as WKF. It was cloned, word for word, everything the same, apart from types of events and the region and all that we have that is not UFAK or something. Now, that's exactly what we're using. So there is no cheating, there is no reinventing the wheel. We are not trying to reinvent the wheel. If you reinvent it, what will it become? So WKF has done well with that particular ranking. We have copied it, and that's what we're using. So athletes that know their honors, knows that they need to go to event to get the point to be rated as number 1. Because once your point goes on. So let me ask now, Rustum Francis,
and Hope Adele, why were they not selected for camp, or why weren't they on the trip?
Okay, Rustum is number 672 in the world now because of other events. And he was due to go. I think Rustum has an injury, has something like, it's not a torn ligament, but it has a problem. Not really an hamstring. I think I can't remember exactly, but he has an injury, which till date we are still treating. I spoke with him about a few days ago and I asked him how is it going. He said, "Oh, he's getting better." Is it not healed fully? He said, "No." So I think that was part of the reasons why Rostum. And again, apart from that, despite Rostum being a very good athlete at that level, I think the resources of the Karate Federation will not have been able to accommodate him, even if we have said we want to take him.
Okay. So what about Hope?
Yeah, Hope Adele does not. It's not on WKF. He's on WKF ranking, but does not have a valuable point because he's not been attending UFAK events and has not been attending WKF events. So the only last time he competed was in All African Games, where he came third position. And All African Games is not events scoring. It's just like the Olympics. It's like they don't add it to the points for your ranking in the world. So that's why Hope Adele did not have it. And otherwise, it's a very good, one of the best tacticians we have in karate. And of course, in Africa, it's about the biggest heavyweights.
So I was actually wondering. Anyway, so some of the key points now to note is February 17th, we're having a coaching course.
Yeah.
February 17th, we're having a referee course.
Yeah.
So referees and athletes should come down there, get themselves updated, so we can have more certified coaches and more referees in the federation. It
becomes obligatory if you want to remain as a coach and you want to win. Because some of the bad things we've done that has affected us at international is that when referees here give scores that are not exactly worth it, it affects them. When coaches also are shouting and making noise at the background that, okay, this score should be given to them when it does not merit the criteria, it's also another problem. Yeah. So the referees have tried their best within the purview of what they can do to be able to see that they mitigate that. I think that's another point that we have to be watching for, to see that the referees are also grinding. But again, the big problem is not even the courses, because you can never learn WKF rules in 3 days. For me to become a UFAK graded referee, I studied the rules for 2 years. For me to be a WKF graded referee, I studied these rules for 3 good years, and I was actively doing it. So you need to study it. Coming to the referee course and whatever, more or less is a brief. You cannot even teach half of it.
Okay, but what prepares you for the tournament? It tells you things to look out for during the tournament.
It's a checkmate system that the referee use to hold the coaches responsible for wrongdoings. Because number one, if you don't know the rules before coming, what did you use in training your athletes? So mean that you're training them a different thing and you not just come and write the exam. So which is very wrong. So it's something that we need to have been doing. Use it to train your students. So that is it, train your child the way you follow, and when you grow, you will not depart from it.
Right.
So I think that's the bigger issue there. But I don't think the coaches are grinding. And the states have to also ensure that the referees keep on doing courses within themselves, answering the same questions, and trying to look at areas, because the rules are changing. WK have brought a lot of rules, and the rules is tight.
The rules are always changing. The rules are always changing.
Not granted in the former one, how do you adapt the new one? Now, if you don't go to the new one, you want to stay in the old one, how do you go for international? I remember in Turkey, Istanbul, 2019, when we went there, the flight that brought the Nigerian team to join myself there came maybe about, they got to the venue 15 minutes before competition. But the boys were able to compete because we tried the new rules.
Which were on that
team? Championship. Okay, we're about 11 Nigerians on that team. There is Oluwaseun Olorunbe, there is Taiwo Fagboro, there is Kenny Fagboro, there's one of the Nigerian great athletes who we know very well, Hezekiah Mokoye in that team. There is Alexander in that team. There is Felix in that team. There is Ocholi Prince in that team. There were about 11 in total in that competition. Yeah, it was a good experience gathering for us, and we met a lot of great athletes.
I mean, our first next sport is the Strata Base tournament. After that, we still look at hitting the intercontinental scene again. I heard there's Birmingham coming up later in the year.
Yeah, that is World Games, and there is a scoring and ranking point for it. But I think if Nigeria, we may not make it because out of 8 slots, 5 slots have been gotten already. So everybody is going to fight for elimination for the 3.
So we might not make it. Where the elimination?
So depending on the chances of how we go, and we have to look at what the criteria are. That's Birmingham in the US.
In UK. In the UK.
No, not UK. It's US.
Oh, it's in the US.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
There is a Birmingham in UK. There's another Birmingham in UK. This one is World Games.
Okay.
So karate features there.
So let's see.
But I think Nigeria is also coming for Commonwealth Games this time. That's what we've had. I believe that if the federation has started preparation now,
we need to start preparation.
That will help us. But the Strata-based championship is a good start for us because if you don't go to the competition, you can't learn a lot.
I hope information has gone out to all the federations, all the state federations.
Yes, I think
state associations.
Yes, state associations and organizations that are going to participate. Circulars have gone
because it's just like it's less than a month away.
The only good thing Nigeria can do if we want to improve is to ensure that we enforce the right rules as we are competing. Doesn't matter whose ox is muzzled. Doesn't matter who is penalized or who didn't win. So long as we keep on doing that.
But that's for the referee commission.
I think again it's good to also mention that Nigerian Karate Association, let me use the word, gave birth to 3 different associations now. And I know you are the chairman of one of them.
Okay, no. We'll have that one on another show. But thanks a lot. We'll definitely have it because you're the secretary of the youth school committee. So we actually have to talk about that because it's something very, very interesting, and it's something I take very serious to heart. And I really want to educate people on the benefit of that, of the new structures. So I mean, we'll have you on the show for that again some other time. So we really delve on that.
Thank you very much for being here. I'm happy to actually say a little bit of how it is from my side. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much for sharing your knowledge with us. Any parting shots?
Thank you very much. Parting shots?
Do you have any parting shots you want to give to the audience?
Well, I think my advice is that any other person who's not a karateka that is seeing this podcast, they should take karate serious because karate is a sport that is grinding so much in Nigeria. And like I said, sometimes the exposition is going to come like we're going to schools so much. Like I said, about 27,000 secondary schools in the country. If we have 100 students passing through that in a year, automatically that's about 2.7 million. So I think we need to take away the restiveness in youth and also promote the name of the country, and also the athletes should be promoted. So I appeal also to the athletes to take serious, respect their coaches, and also appeal to the Karate Federation of Nigeria to us to keep on doing what they are doing and do better. And the referee is very key, should not be left out. And the coaches, they need to try. Sometimes you give them a knock to say, oh wow, coach is not doing this or that. We have great referees, I must still continue to say that. And they are the ox that muzzle the tread. They need to try. They are the foot soldiers. If they don't produce the athletes, we cannot have them. They need to be more nicer.
We'll get there. So thanks for all of you that have stayed all the way to the end of this program. And remember to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done that. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell so you get more of our programs or more of our podcasts whenever they come out. For all the karatekas out there, this is a great opportunity to learn and see all the areas you can actually benefit from. So thank you very much and see you on our next edition.
Thank you.
Hello to all our viewers out there. My name is Sensei Abode, Chief Instructor Zen Budo Karate. And welcome to our all-new podcast where we talk about everything martial arts, fitness, and we look at the different ways entrepreneurs can actually key into this new business ecosystem that we are setting up. So if you're into karate, hit the subscribe button and press that bell so you get all our programs as our new editions come out to you. Hit it right now.